Welcome to my first video back in my room. It's a little weird because the first video I made ever was of me in my room before I studied abroad, and now I'm back at home after finishing study abroad, and it's a little weird to be making a video like this. I've decided I'm going to keep making videos, more sit-down videos like this probably. I'm not really quite sure what type of videos I'm going to make, but this is the first one I wanted to make. I knew I wanted to make it when I was still studying abroad because I feel like it's something that, as someone that studied abroad, I feel like there were things that people that studied abroad kind of don't tell you. Before I went to London, I read as much as I could about London and traveling in London and traveling in Europe and all of that to try to learn as much as I could. I read a lot of articles on Pinterest. I have a Pinterest board still dedicated to study abroad, and I feel like a lot of it is kind of this fluff. A lot of the articles you read are just about like, oh, you'll have the best time of your entire life, which is true. Do not get me wrong, is that I literally had the best experience of my entire life by studying abroad. I think everyone should study abroad, especially if you lived in the US your whole life. I had never been out of the country before I studied abroad, and getting out of the country and going and experiencing new cultures, it was just the most incredible experience I've ever had in my entire life. Just get to see so many new things and learn so many new things, and it's just like, it makes you realize how small a part of the world you really are when you're here. But there are still some things that I feel like people that do study abroad, they don't really like. They only want to talk about the really great things that they did. They only want to talk about the really good trips that they had while they were abroad. They only want to talk about the amazing meals that they had while they're abroad. The thing is sometimes you have to be realistic, and I feel like if someone would have been realistic with me about certain things, I would have been a little bit more prepared for it. And because of that, I really want to get to talk to people and prepare them so that they're not left feeling like, oh, why did nobody help me? So this is a thing that I'm calling a realist guide to study abroad. The number one thing that I can tell you about studying abroad is you will not see everything. It is impossible for you if you're going for a semester, if you're going for a year even, it is impossible for you to see everything that your city has to offer. Especially if you're like me, I was in Europe, we traveled so many times, and there would be things in London that we would miss. And then when you travel to the cities you're going to, there is no chance that you will see everything in those cities. A lot of my friends were getting lists from people that studied abroad in those cities of places to go. The thing is they were there for 3 months. We would be there for 2 days. You can't do what someone can do in 3 months in 2 days. If you tried to do that, you would literally be exhausted. Like, you would have no energy when you got back home. So I think like the best thing to think about is when you travel is to make a list of the places you really want to go to, and go through that and try and plan like, oh, we can go here, here, and here, and then like spend as much time enjoying those things to make a list and go through and make sure that you hit up all the places that you really want to go to, and like plan out your days is the best tip I can give you. If not, you're just going to feel rushed and exhausted. The other great thing about study abroad is once you've seen those places, most of the time you're going to say, I want to go back there, because eventually one day you can go back to those places. Like, I know that I want to visit Paris so many more times than I did just on this trip. When I came home from Paris on this trip, I immediately was ready to go back. The great thing is now that you've just had a piece of it, when you go back maybe with like a friend, or you go back and take your parents or something, is that you'll look like some expert because you know exactly where to go because you've already been there. So it's okay that you can't see everything, and don't try to make that your goal. The next thing on my list is something that I was probably told before I left, but it just needs to be reiterated because it's true. You are going to spend a lot of money when you study abroad. It's the bottom line. You might think that you won't spend a lot of money. No. When you are studying abroad, you will find yourself eating out a lot more than you normally would because you want to experience the culture and the food of whatever place you were studying in. And then you'll find yourself, oh, I'm going out tonight, I don't think I have enough I don't think I have a shirt to wear. You'll go buy a shirt. You'll find yourself buying things, and that's not even when it comes to presents. When you start to buy presents for your family back home and friends, that starts to really add up. Like I said, is people will tell you that you're going to spend a lot of money while you're abroad, and it's really true. But it's kind of all part of the experience. Like, I think you should budget while you're there and like really pay attention to how much you are spending, but to try to set a goal of not spending a lot of money isn't very realistic. You want to do things and experience the cultures of the places you're in, and sometimes that's expensive. So you need to think about those things and add them into your budget. Remember that you will eat out a lot while you're there. You might spend more money on clothes than you normally did because you realize, oh my god, it's cold. You just have to realize, because you're there for so long and you're not like a phone call from your mom and saying, Mom, can you come and bring me some of these things up to school? It's really different, and that you are going to need to save to spend as much money as you want to while you're there. Speaking about spending money, the number 3 thing on my list is, because you are a student, take advantage of free things. Now, that might just seem like I'm being cheap, but I'm not. If you're studying abroad in London, London has some of the best free museums in the entire world. The best museums in London are the free ones, is what I found. Like, the National Gallery is my absolute favorite museum in London. It's free. If you live in London, one of the things I would do is, if I got bored and I didn't really have much to do, I would say, oh, I'll go to the National Gallery today and look around at some of the paintings. In London, like, I found that just walking around was an experience. And it's free. London is such a great city for free things like that, where you can just walk around and like experience the most amazing sights. Another thing is, when you travel to places, is to look up to see if they have student discounts. We got to go into Versailles for free. Like, walked into the palace, showed them our IDs, and got to go into the Palace of Versailles for free, and it cost like €25, I think, normally to go in. When I visited Neuschwanstein Castle, we got a discount. And sometimes you get free things or student discounts that you need to take advantage of, because it will save you so much money in the long run. Or it'll save you money on those things so that you can spend them on food and really like wine and dine when you're in a city like Paris, which is what you want to do while you're there, because that's part of the culture. One of the biggest tips I can give you, and this is definitely something that's like realistic, and a lot of people, because they just don't think about doing this, is to research the places you are traveling to. But learn about like how people eat their meals, or research the places that you want to visit while you're there, because there are other people online, especially on websites like Pinterest, that will give you these tips to save money or to make sure that you get there as safe as possible. So when you do those little things just to get more research and to understand better the places that you're going, it will help you out so much in the long run, and you will be so thankful for doing it. The last tip I can give you, which might not be as realistic as the other ones, is to take advantage of everything possible that your city has to offer you. Taking advantage of things like that is one of the biggest tips that I can give people that study abroad. Go do it. You might meet someone new, you could end up meeting the love of your life, even if it's something that you wouldn't normally do. Like, if a friend says to you, hey, our university's offering a free painting class tonight, do you want to go? Go and try new things while you're there, because that's part of why you're there. That, like, if you're studying abroad, part of it is because that you're interested in learning new things. You're interested in learning new things, so why not go out and try them? Just because you're used to this normal life at whatever school you're at, and you've gotten into these patterns of like, this is what I do, whatever. Sometimes when you're there, just go try it. Just say like, oh yeah, this isn't what I would normally do, but it's new. And sometimes those are the best things that you can do while you're abroad. It's so freeing sometimes to get to do these new things and then go home and tell your friends and family that you tried this while you were in France, or you tried this while you were in London. They'll be proud of you for trying new things in this new place. I mean, I tried so many things that I would never do normally here, especially when it came to eating food. I'm not a very adventurous eater, but while I was abroad, I tried so many new foods for me that my family still cannot believe I ate. They know me, I'm a picky eater. I eat the same 3 things over and over again. And they're like, you ate that? You ate escargot in Paris? And I'm like, yeah, I got to eat escargot in Paris. Okay, so that is it for this video. If you liked it and enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to share it with anyone that you know is studying abroad, because like I said, I wish somebody had told me some of these things before I studied abroad. So I want to give back and help people that are wishing that they heard the same things. Make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!